This is a city like you've never seen before. As you walk in, you're greeted by all the high-end brands. I've come here to compare the prices of what's real and fake and look at the difference in quality, because after being in China, my whole view has changed. Definitely a place worth checking out. How can you value a little bag or a watch at $30,000 when you can go to places like China and get them for $1 on the 100. I had a Louis Vuitton light box that was done like that, and I put it in auction. I only got $150 for it. If that was sold in a nice retail setting, it would have got thousands. But why people come to places like this and spend $15,000 on a watch when you can get them so much cheaper, particularly with what's going on in places like England where people on e-bikes are stealing things off people's wrists. This, for example, was the best quality one of these that I could find, and that's what's brought me here. I've just never been in a complex that's so beautiful. Like the design of everything, and it's just so much detail has been put into each of the fit outs as well. They're beautiful, big, wide. The ceilings have all got detail in them, the light fittings and fixtures. I mean, the Tiger, the quality that you're getting in this mall, but the people that are walking around as well. Like, I'm not into dating high maintenance women, and that's all you see. Everyone is just wearing designer, they're all attractive. It just goes to show though that attractive people hang around wealthy areas because they want to meet wealthy people, right? They say money doesn't buy happiness, but it can buy a beautiful girl in many cases. Oh look, there's a McDonald's. I wouldn't have thought there was going to be a takeaway place here. How are all these mascots? Manchester United must be the team of choice. I just don't even know where to start. I keep getting lost. I have to look up on my maps in this shopping complex how to get back to my hotel. You don't get this in Australia. We'll go with jumbo breakfast. What do you reckon? That looks alright. So basically here, $1 Hong Kong dollar is $2 Australian. But you don't get this in Australia, it's wicked. It's 10:30 in the morning and nothing is open. But one thing, there's another level up there as well. So we start at the top, I don't even know where to start. Hennessy even have their own outlet here. Look at the bottles. They are some nice bottles. Not only is all the shopping high end, but the alcohol and bars, like there's a bar down there. This looks like it's all liquor outlets, and the dining. Your entire experience here is premium. I haven't even heard of so many of these places. There's some more premium watches. Realistically, why would you go and spend stupid money and have to worry about whether you lose or whether it's stolen, whether it's damaged, when you can just replace them so much cheaper by buying them from China? I'm not condoning or promoting it. It's just the way I think. Looking at what you can get out of China now has changed the way I view all of this and what all this is about and what people think of other people based on their appearance. And all the mirrors here are so beautiful. Look at me wearing my Nike shorts. Like, really do not feel that I should be wearing Nike's not good enough to be walking around here. If you're going to try and mix in with people that are highbrow society, don't even wear brands. Like, even this watch, if it was an authentic watch, it'd be like $7,000, but it's so cheap. Look at the food in here. Oh my God, it smells so amazing. Look at these desserts and treats, they look delightful. Oh, look at these. These are cakes. They are too good. You can't eat that, you can't destroy it. Hello, thank you. All the service that you get, must have been a private function, he just shut the door. So the way they serve you, they greet you, there's people at the elevators, a lot of people out having breakfast. I don't know if this is purely like holiday destination or if people sort of live here as well. And all the casinos are intertwined as well, so I don't even know how many casinos are in here. That's the Sands Casino. I kind of feel so lower class walking around here, particularly with a camera. It does feel a bit awkward, I do feel so out of place. Cartier, do you know all these brands? And then it just goes left and right and front and back. This one building, there's like underpasses that go into other shopping centres on other parts of the street. I bet you've heard of that brand. And there's another brand. Just seeing the women that are walking around, how they're presenting themselves. I got hustled last night, not hustled. A woman came up to me and grabbed me by the arm and she said, "Daddy, would you like a service?" Daddy, not Danny. And I said, "How much is it?" And she said, 3,000 Hong Kong dollars, I think it's like 550 Armani. And I said, "Are you a ladyboy? Hello." There's another casino. I don't know if I'm allowed to film them. They might run after me. There is so many security, like everywhere. Anyway, I said, "Are you a ladyboy?" She's like, "No." I said, "What about your friends?" She's like, "No." I said, "No thanks then." She's like, "You like ladyboy?" I said, "No, but you look like one." Look at the scale. Look, that's how big this is. Outside is stunning. This whole building is absolutely beautiful. That's another casino. But realistically, what brought me here, I wanted to see the quality that I'm actually getting in China, because if you don't have something to compare what you're buying to, it's really hard to tell, because in China, what they're doing is copying copies. It's a matter of trying to find what is the 1-to-1 and not the 1-to-8, or what are the lower quality items. This, for example, was the best quality one of these that I could find, and I can now compare that to others to see if their quality is as good or not. And that's what's brought me here. So it is a business trip, and I thought I would film some of it for you. They've got alcohol in what looks to be like a kid's toy shop. So maybe that encourages the dads to take the kids shopping. "It's all right, honey, I'll take the kids to the toy store today." It brings home a bottle of whatever. Kids here are dressed so cute too. I used to put my kids in bloody garage sale clothes, and when I was growing up, my mum bought my clothes from like Target and Kmart. So I got teased as a kid. And, you know, that starts at a very young age, doesn't it? How's old mate? What's going on? What have you been up to? Part of me wants to do live video, so I've got someone to talk to, so I'm not walking around talking to myself. But they just don't seem to perform well if I actually upload it for people to see at a later date. Oh look, Nike is here. Maybe I do fit in on this level. I think this is like the budget level. Oh, in saying that, yeah, see, Armani's not the actual expensive Armani. I think it's the lower class Armani, isn't it? Sketches. Like, you see all these places and no one's in them. Apparently in China, 1% of all retail sales is done in store. The rest is online. So what they're doing now is they've actually got entire shopping malls like this, where they have TikTok shop people in the stores. They are just selling live from in the shops. They actually don't let customers walk through the shopping malls and buy anything in person anymore. That's downstairs. All of these outlets, another Armani exchange. I don't even know, I think I've seen 5 Armanis just in this one area of this one building. I think I would only be showing you 5%, if that, on this video if I spent 4 hours filming, because that's how big it is. And I would be like a little mouse going through one of those mazes that they build, and I would miss so many of the corridors. I don't know where I'm walking. It's too hard to try and work it out. My orientation's so bad. Sandbox. What do they do here? You put on maybe the headphones and you try and get out of these rooms. It's gonna kill them. It's like 3D game. I love it how they have so many things for kids to do here. They've got a dedicated NBA store. I feel like I've walked in a circle now, but the last time I saw these figures was actually near Macca's, so they must have multiple of the same themes spread across the stores. Another staircase going to somewhere. That's just makeup. If you're going to try and enter a market, for example, cosmetics, there is so much competition. Now, although you can get anything developed in China and you can put your brand to it, realistically, hypothetically, let's just say everything costs $1 to make. Why can Chanel or Dior or Louis Vuitton or, I don't know, MAC makeup charge, say, $5,000 for the same item versus $50 for the same item versus $5 for the same item? It's branding, right? So if you're going to build your brand, more high-end alcohol, you can sell the same item for a different price based on your audience and what you're presenting it to be and the value that people perceive it to have. So those opportunities do exist in China for anything that you're looking to create. But when you see how much competition you've already got and the established nature of the market that people are in, what is worth doing? What market share can you hope to attain? You'd think we're in an airport, but no, just the shops. How stunning is it out there? It's crazy, isn't it? So I don't know whether I want to explore other buildings, other cities within Macau. There's more casinos and shops everywhere. Look how big some of these places are. They're huge. With facades like this, tell me that the casino's not making money. What do you think about the whole situation, mate? What have you got to say about it? Yes, we make a lot of money. You know you've made it in life if they make a sculpture after you. A mate of mine was telling me I shouldn't express the opinions that I've expressed on social media because people will take offense to it, and you shouldn't want to have people feel sad about themselves and so on and so forth. And I said to him, because he's like, you should be a role model for your children. And I said, when we die, we're mourned for 6 months, we're remembered for 2 years, and then we're forgotten. Like, what does your great-grandpa or grandma mean to you? Did you know them? Do you live your life thinking about them? We're all just going to turn to dust. If you are the type of person that spends your time concerned with what others think, for example, what this video is sort of about, brand name, apparel, appearance, I think you're investing your energy and efforts into things that mean very, very little, and you should prioritize and change direction on the way that you think, so that maybe you'll be more content with how you are or what you look like or how you feel or whatever. You shouldn't judge how your day is. You know, how your day is going to be shouldn't be determined based on what you think others will think of you. More retail, some cool bags, and that's the thing with all these accessories. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is all these bags, black I guess is timeless, but I'm not going to walk in and show you these bags either, because a guy looking at bags for the camera, I think it's a bit weird. Look at these, Louis Vuitton, Tiffany, Dior, Chanel. Some cultures, they're going to buy a brand new car every 12 months or every 3 years, otherwise they're seen as poor. Imagine how far ahead you could get if you put your money to things that made your life better rather than your appearance. But some people would say that their life is better based on their appearance. These names spend so much on advertising. I read somewhere that it was $40 billion a year that's gambled just in Macau. I saw it somewhere. The thing is with social media now, with AI, when you start having conversations about things, it's just what pops up in your feed. Maybe I should just walk in one, Versace. I don't know that they'd let me film. No one has let me film. Every time I've tried pulling my camera out, like that cake shop you saw earlier, they're like, no filming, and it's a freaking cake store, man. Like, can't even film a cake. Actually, I had one woman grab me by the arm and demanded I remove the video because I had her in her shop while I was walking around. I just did it. I'm not going to fight or argue with someone when I'm in their country. Just silly to try and argue with someone over a few minutes of content. I don't know whether I keep walking that way or whether I go this way. How stunning is this? Look at the ceiling. That's makes you feel like you're outside. No music in here. I wonder if you're allowed to get on these little boats for a little ride in there. That would be cool. I doubt it. Sort of my point about the caliber of where we are. To go and renovate stuff like that just for show, lush. It's really lush. The smell, the fragrance, it's so good. I wish I could just spray a bit out of the TV for you to experience the odor here. Hello, what is it? Okay, thank you. It's actually good. Just then I forgot that I was inside. I was like, why is it so dark? Yeah. The ceiling. Cakes. That is so good. I feel rude like saying how good it is and then not buying anything. What I've been doing for the last week, 12 hours a day, is walking around China, seeing a lot of this sort of stuff. Obviously different qualities and different price points, but once you've seen this, you'll be like, it all makes sense. Look at the basketball. Are these cards? This is like a card store. I forgot, I realised I had a whole set that was $800. I put it in auction. I didn't even ask what it sold for. When I moved from Australia, I put all my stuff in auction. I got destroyed. If you don't put the effort in, you can't expect the results, right? So certain things do extremely well and others don't. There's not a market for everything. That I was looking at in one of the, I don't know, I haven't made the video yet. One of the businesses that I'm working on at the moment is something along those lines. I've got a video that'll come out in the future from when I was going around China. I found a wholesaler, a manufacturer of these lines, and the markups, the profits that you can make on them is astronomical. And I've seen some of these sell in auction and it's just easy money. There's different items that you can just wholesale cheap fire auction where you don't actually have to retail them. They look cute. I should interview them. I should walk around just interviewing all the pretty girls, say, what brings you here? What is it that you're looking to buy today? No, because then they'll probably want me to buy them something. Because there are so many opportunities that you can export out of China, even just selling in a wholesale setting like auctions, because there's so much money that everyone can make because you're buying so cheap in China that you can still sell cheap. Other people can then still buy at that price and still sell and make money. So as long as you're buying cheap, it doesn't matter what you're buying, you're going to make money. ASICs. Apparently they never used to have ASICs in China because it was never a desirable brand. No one thought much of it, and same with New Balance, but now it's picked up. Must be a shoe section where we are. There's another McDonald's. There's so many different stores. Hello. No thank you. There's a Macca's up there. Adidas. But the detail of the building, stunning. See how clean the stores are? It's crazy. And the shop displays. At least they've got 3 mates to work with, all doing nothing, someone to talk to though. That shoe store's got some people in there. Another staircase going to somewhere. And I didn't go down that corridor before, I don't know where that was going. That must be going to one of the casinos because it's got a doorman there. There was an Adidas just there that we walked past. It's actually cold in here and it's humid outside. I've taken the GoPro outside and it just fogs up instantly. National Geographic, their books died in the arse. This building is so tall. Behind these, I wonder if they've got storage in their roofs, because you could house a whole community in here. You could play hide and seek. I think this is open 24/7 though, so it's not like it closes down, because I was thinking like maybe someone would hide up there and sneak in at night time, but I guess there is no night time because everything's always open. The Big Apple. We got one of those in Australia. It's literally a big apple. That's what it is. As a consumer society, the amount of items that are made, manufactured, just wouldn't get sold or used. What happens to it all? How can the world keep sustaining how much keeps getting produced? Ape? And that's the thing, like, was it Bape that was a brand at one point, and Supreme? All these brands that sort of do well and trend, and then they just sort of die off the face of the earth. This goes around again, I assume. I'm getting a couple of smiles. They're probably like, oh, look at this poor guy with his little camera, seeing all this nice stuff for the first time after having nice stuff and not having it anymore and living from a suitcase. All that shit doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The fact that I can get up and I was thinking, what country do I want to go to tomorrow? I'm so close. I can go to Vietnam or to Thailand or to Philippines or to Hong Kong. It's all literally 1 to 2 hours from where I currently am. In Australia, you can't go anywhere. It's more watches. Nothing is close. It's all inconvenient. Look at this building. You got Victoria's Secret there. They're all themed. So different. Look, there's another bloody Nike down there. There's a food court. Four Seasons Hotel. There are all Longines watches. High-end fashion and hotel and all the brands that you could want to see in one place. Lacoste, undefeated. Another Ed Hardy store. Calvin Klein. A mate of mine's got a product that he's looking to get into America, and it was valued, the company was valued at 30 million when they looked into the AI. There's another Ed Hardy down there. Component, they then reappraised it at 50 million. So he's looking to get an A-list celebrity to promote that product for him so that it will help the brand and give the consumers, it will give the product some credibility with consumers. So they're trying to do that at the moment. I guess if you're a big picture thinker and you're going to create a company or a business, don't think small like me. I think about sort of what I can do that's easy, that will get me a weekly income. He thinks globally big, that it's going to get him a big generational wealth creation that he'll be able to sell for big sums of money. This is his second venture. He's already done that where he sold out once. And all my friends that have done that well, that have sold for multi-millions of dollars, their companies, have done it again because they're not content. It's the people that are lazy that think if I had X amount of money, I'd retire and I'd do nothing. And that's why they don't have that, because they're lazy and they just think about retiring. Put the effort in and you can get some rewards. More of these lakes. There was another Where I was walking yesterday had like a bridge that I went across, and it went into a whole new mall like this. I don't even know where that is. Coach, so all the bags with the ladies. I don't know if I'm meant to be filming because the security look at me. I guess it gives them something to do, but I feel like they're going to come and tap me on the shoulder and say stop filming. And because this has been one take, this has been 21 minutes I've been recording this, I feel like I should stop recording. That's so funny because I said it stopped. So I think that was actually probably a good sign though, because when I was walking around in China and I had that lady tell me to stop, to delete, she wanted me to show her that I deleted her, I lost that entire roll of footage. So if I had just lost 20 minutes of talking, I would have been annoyed walking around for 20 minutes talking shit to then have someone ask me to delete it. I wouldn't be bothered doing that again. I'd just stop, I wouldn't do it. I'm gonna go into this corridor down here and have a look at that. But yeah, look, this is what I was saying, look at that. They got a TV up there promoting Boss, like Hugo Boss. Just the level of detail that they go to. So I'm staying in the Londoner, but there's two different types of Londoners. So this is a Four Seasons at the Londoner. But it is so cheap. And it's 9.4 out of 10 rated. Here in Asia, things are affordable. These brands obviously have a global price irrespective. Like I said, the accommodation, the food, you're not having to spend a huge budget like you would if you were to travel Europe. Queen, Todd's, Valentino. I've actually created a membership on Instagram now that you guys can join if you want to ask me one-on-one questions. It's a subscription service that you can cancel at any time. I've got a link in the description below if that's something that interests you. But that's one way that I will address any questions you've got, and I will even respond to them in Reels. So that will be on Instagram for everyone to see, and it will be shared amongst the community. Dolce & Gabbana, Balenciaga. A lot of people are actually interested in China and what they might be able to make money on moving forward. I just haven't got the ability to address everyone, but I figured by creating this subscription service, it will allow me to answer questions for you guys and then share them amongst all those that are interested. I'm not going to go through every level. If that's 3 levels where we've just walked, look, there's another Fendi and Tiffany and Louis Vuitton. There's another Dior down there as well. It's designer everywhere. Dolce & Gabbana, Burberry. That's not going to let me go. How do I go back down to there? I don't know. I really don't know how I'm going to get out of here. And I don't know where that bridge was either. I'm lost. I feel like we're in a direct factory outlet. We've got the Four Seasons and what have you there. Doesn't this look like a DFO at an airport? This is like the fragrance section, and then there's another casino down here. 4 outlets down there. YSL. I remember I bought at an auction, old lady passed away, and I bought a cabinet with everything. It was cabinet and contents, and I don't know, I got about $20,000 worth of fragrances out of it, YSL, etc. Hello. That's the Four Seasons Hotel entrance. And I think I got $8,000 for it all. I bought the cabinet with the contents for $120. But the people that bought all of that stuff got a bargain, because some of that stuff, she was 80 years old, so the fragrances would have been over 20 years old. Does that make them better or worse? Like whiskey? I don't know. Some people would probably say that they're worse. Check out the uniforms of these people when I walk past. Everyone's so happy. Now I'm in a hotel lobby, I think. You just don't get this level of detail and finish in many places of Australia. You girls would know some of these brands, I'm sure. Da Vinci, I don't know, is it Guerlain? Hermes, more Louis Vuitton, Dior, Cartier, Bulgari. There's so many of these stores. More up there. Venetian Plaza Casino, there's another casino out there of some description. Cartier. Have a look out here. And this is one building. I still can't find that freaking corridor that I was talking about that went into another building. But how beautiful and manicured all the gardens are here. And the quality of the cars as well. So all of these hotels, obviously tourism is massive here. That's what I walked across, that thing there. Oh no, that's not the one. It was a lot longer than that because it took me a long time to walk back to my hotel, but I think all of these are shopping precincts too. How stunning are these buildings? Even just walking around here in the morning, all the women are dressed up like you're taking them out to a beautiful fancy restaurant for dinner, and that's just how they're dressed here in the mornings. How's the design? This is like a Louis Vuitton display. We got the bags and the wall. A little bag, that's one for the bottle. You can get your letter of your name done. Some decanters. I talk about no one was in the shops, and that was while I was walking around this morning. Now the shops are completely full. Like every single shop, a lot of them have lines, and everyone's buying. Everyone's walking around with shopping bags full of stuff. So I guess it does depend what time you're shopping in these places, but I don't think sales is actually an issue. So I take back everything I was talking about before. So that's where I am in Macau, which is like not very good reception. Part of China, which is there somewhere. So I got the high-speed train literally from there all the way down to here, and that was only like half an hour, 45 minutes. It was crazy how quick it goes. That just goes to show the infrastructure that you've got in China compared to that of Australia. But look at the caliber of women. They're all just dressed up. I feel so underdressed. I got my bloody Nike shorts on, my sand shoes on. I don't know if I can get out that way. Might have to go through down here.
Please hold the handrail and
you would think we're at a bloody airport with all these. I don't know what brings people to Macau other than gambling. I guess it's beautiful accommodation, it's beautiful weather, beautiful shopping. I haven't actually experienced anything here outside of this complex as yet. I've only been here a day and I've got lost just walking around. I don't even know. This is only one building on one block of all of the country. Well, the city. Macau, it's not a country, it's a part of China. So get this for a scale, right? You can see where this mall that we've just walked out of ends, and we haven't even been to this one, which goes all the way across there. And then there's another one over there. So if each one is like its own block. There's another casino in there, that's the MGM. City of Dreams is over there. These guys are all waiting for different shuttle buses. We've just walked out of the Sands. No idea. I think most people that work here are in the hospitality industry. You're just so small. Like, I mean, these buildings would cost a freaking absolute fortune. They don't develop anything like this in Australia. No one spends the money. I don't know. I'll wait for these guys to pass. Okay. They're so polite. I thought that he would have just gone. In Australia, they'd try and run you over. No one is patient in Australia. Look at that building there. What you do for visual aesthetics, when you lose all that space, it costs more as well. Thank you.
Welcome to you.
He was a very handsome man. Do I go through that entry? No camera? Why don't you just buy a Porsche, mate? They've even got vintage just opposite Starbucks. You can just sit there thinking about the Porsche you'll go and win. I think it would literally take days just to walk through these shopping malls. I love all the different artwork you see through them all. You're gonna see something different around every single corner. And then there's obviously multi-tier levels. Each building seems to have its own casino. I don't know how many casinos are in Macau. There's another one down there, it says casino. What's that, like high-end chocolates? No, it's more alcohol. Another elevator to who knows where. There's just casinos everywhere. Metro Ligerio, LRT station. This is a whole shopping center there. I've only just walked in and come out on the side by the looks. This probably joins into another building of some description. Where are we walking out to here? Look how big the city is. And then there's another wind palace there. Look at the water. Absolutely beautiful. I feel like I'm going back into where I've just come out of. I've just come out of that bloody building, I think. Or was it that one over there? I don't even know. Maybe I entered the other side. I don't feel like I entered. No, I don't feel like I came out of there. I reckon I came out the other side. So I've walked maybe on the other side of that building. This is I don't know where I am then. I'm lost. Look at the cable car. There's those cable carts going through the sky to have a view. Wonder if you have lunch on them or something. East Station, another casino. Where does this one go? You're not allowed to film in any of these though. So this says we're in the, or the downstairs is the Grand Hyatt. It's so easy to get lost. You can feel the carpet underneath your feet, how good quality it is. These must be the entrances to all these different buildings. Casino, shopping, and that goes up to there. So, I don't know if you can see from here, casino down there. And all these connect to each other. More casinos down there. That's the problem. It's so easy to get lost. The scale of these places is massive, and I've crossed 1 or 2 roads, but I don't even know because there's bridges that interconnect them all, so I just got to find my way home eventually. Look at the TVs that go down the corridors both sides. Immersive, sorry. I'm so tiny. These buildings are just so huge. So another casino there. There's one back there. Just doesn't seem to end. All the way down there, all the way down there. What I'm about to show you in front of me is probably the nicest thing I've seen so far. There's another entrance to a casino. This is tiny, it's literally like 1 meter high. Not the best wrapping job on it though. Just sit that there. You can buy your husband that and yourself a bag. And that's the sculpture sitting at the shops. Every single chain, look at the big Mickey Mouse up there, seems to have all of these shops. There's another Louis Vuitton, another Gucci, another Cartier. They're in every building. I'm not gonna keep going. This is the problem with China. You just get overwhelmed with how much of the same stuff you just see in every street, in every building. And this Macau's no different. I don't know where we've walked out of or into. There's the Venetian. Is that where I've come from? Have I walked back on the other side of this building? I feel like I've done a big lap somehow. The scale, all those people up there, I'm pretty sure we've come from there. I guess you times whatever you're seeing on this video by 100, and that's probably what this place has to offer. And it's the same in China. I've been there, I was there 1 week, and 12 hours a day, 6 days, I walked around and still didn't see a tenth of what was there. I literally just showed you maybe, I don't know, 3 buildings, and here's another one. Definitely a place worth checking out if you want to go on a nice relaxing holiday. There's concierges at every single door. All the gold jewelry in there. Look at the freaking figures. What would you pay for something like these? So they got prices on them. 200,000? I don't know what it is. No, they're all fake. Thought that was real gold from back there, but there would be in there. Everyone, that shop actually had men working. Not that they were doing a whole lot. Nice high-end jewelry. Jewelries are just such a scam. You're paying 10,000% above what it costs. Tudor, Cartier, and another casino. More of the same, but different. I couldn't decide, I'm spilling my soup, which one to get, so I got both. Did that fog the screen? I mean, $8 each. How do you go wrong? I just did a reel on Facebook. They're looking at making you get a license in Australia now to be able to surf in the ocean. Why were we born on a free earth, a free planet, and yet we've got to pay to occupy it? Honestly, if you take too many breaths in a day, it feels like you need a license in Australia now. I was indecisive as to what I was going to do. This is the hotel room I've been spending the last 3 days in. $220 it cost me on the last night. The first 2 nights were only $360, but I've just booked the Philippines for 1 week for only, I think it was $280 for an entire week. Obviously it won't be to the standard that this is. However, got to go to Philippines. Don't know how long for. My plans keep changing. I want variety at this stage in my life, and we'll see what happens. So I'll catch you guys on the way to the Philippines, and we'll share Danny's journey together. You feel like you're at Alice in Wonderland because of how far that goes down. I mean, this is room 1665, but look how long the corridor is.
Welcome aboard Cotai Shuttle Bus. Our destination is Macau International Airport.
Just had to pay 220 Australian dollars to pay for extra luggage I really need to reduce what I'm carrying around between all these countries. I sent a 13 kilo bag back to my son with my hard drives with all my family photos on it, and the airport in China won't even send it back to Australia because they're saying that my little portable hard drives are power banks, so they won't post them. So now I'm trying to organise what I can do with my stuff in China to go back to Australia. It's got all my life's photos on them. I sent 6 little portable drives to try and limit this, all the extra excess luggage that I keep paying going between countries. This is 8 kilos on my back. It's all my electronics for YouTube and cameras and my laptop and all that sort of stuff. For those of you that are traveling around, how much luggage do you carry? Do you put it all in a bag? Do you put it in a suitcase? I'm new to this. I've been traveling now for 4 months and I really need to limit how much I'm carrying. What's the set rule? I might leave this video there. Check out all the future videos coming your way. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.